Welcome Northford Pavilion this evening. The game versus the Guilford Indians versus the Branford Hornets. We'll be getting started here in a moment. Starting lineup for Guilford is going to be Jack Fitzgerald at center, Billy Ring, and Matty Horton on the wings, with Derek Nelson and Ryan Moore playing defense. Chad Faulkner-Filosa is going to be in goal. Guilford enters today's contest with a record of 5-1. Branford's 5-2, both in the SEC2. This is an SEC game this evening. Fitzgerald wins the draw back to Nelson. Takes it back behind his own net. Nelson's hitting the center. Branford's got the first shot on goal. Came out to the center ice and was knocked in. Guilford's moving up. Left wing, Billy Ring dumps it in deep. Branford defender pokes it out. It's dumped into the Guilford zone behind the net. Billy Ring plays it from the corner. A long stretch pass to Jack Fitzgerald. Misses Fitzgerald and go down as an icing. Guilford's second line is going to have James Mackey at center, Derek Salkins, and Bobby Noonan on the wings, with Zach Cataruza and John Venner on defense. Face-off will be to the right of Filosa. Mackey wins the draw back to Venner, behind his own net. Venner passes up the forward, up to Bobby Noonan, who chips it out to James Mackey. Now Noonan pokes it back into the offensive zone. Cataruza dumps it in deep. It's behind the Branford net. Noonan misplays it out to the wing, and it's broken out by Branford. Branford chips it into the Guilford zone. Behind the Guilford net, around the boards. Another shot at goal. The net is knocked off the moorings, and there will be a face-off. Guilford switches line back to the Fitzgerald line. Branford likewise changes line. Face off to the Guilford net, poked out by Filosa, dumped up the boards. Horton turns it over in his own zone, but nothing comes of it. Jack Fitzgerald has to be on the net, around the boards, up to Horton. Fitzgerald breaking down the left side, across the blue line, shoots, saved by the Branford goalie, and held. And Guilford now puts out Carson Sperry at center. Chris Montesi and Brian Donahue at forwards, with Moore and Nelson on defense. Branford breaks out of their own zone, dumps it in deep. Nelson behind the net. Donahue puts out to the Branford defense. Nelson hits the Branford forward, around behind to Chris Montesi, who gathers it in the corner, loses the puck, but it's carried out by Ryan Moore. Ryan across the blue line, looking to make a play, chips it in deep, gets back to his defensive position. Brian Donahue steps up, Moore's got it, dumps it in deep again. Behind the Branford net, Brian Donahue moving in, gets the puck into the corner. It's around the net, Moore pinching in deep. An awkward bounce, though, bounces it out into the neutral zone, where it's played by the Guilford defender back to the Branford blue line. Branford dumps it back in, where it's played by Nelson. Up the boards to Donahue, who makes an outlet pass a little far for Ryan Moore. It's chipped back in. Donahue's got it down deep in the Guilford zone. Across ice. Missed by the Branford defender, but was able to chip it back in. Puck comes in the Guilford corner. Behind the Guilford net and around. Or it's played by John Venner and Brian Donahue. Back to Venner in the corner. Venner holds it. Makes a pass up to Donahue. Makes an outlet pass, but it's missed by James Mackey out to neutral ice and chipped back in. John Venner's got it. Stretch pass to Salkins. Off of Salkins back to Noonan. Noonan breaking into the right. A shot by Mackey was tipped by Salkins just wide. Salkins carrying the corner. Cycles it back to Noonan behind the net. Rolls behind him. Picked up by Branford and chipped up again. John Venner didn't like that high sticking, but it was not called. A hit by Salkins. Billy Ring breaking in deep. Tries to throw it back in front. Slides through the crease. Matty Horton coming across. Chipped up into the Guilford end again. Played to Ring. Ring's got it at center ice. Breaking down. Spinorama, but loses the puck. And it's out to Ryan Moore. Holds it at the blue line. Comes in on sides. Backhander just wide of the net. Horton in the corner. Back around. Moore pinching in. Offsides. Branford. Funny. Puck bouncing funny out of that corner. That's twice it's come off of those boards at an awkward angle. Branford had a chance at a breakaway, but skated in offsides. Carson Sperry centering Brian Donahue and Chris Montesi. Puck behind Guilford net. Derek Nelson plays it out to Ryan Moore, who chips it up the boards. Brian Donahue gets it out. In the neutral zone, Carson Sperry takes it away, but loses the puck. Back to Donahue, chips it in deep. Around the boards to Chris Montesi, who is hit behind the net. Puck goes to the corner. Branford picks it up, wheels it around the boards again. It's in the half wall on the right of the goalie. They're fighting for it. Montesi down deep, back around the Branford net. Carson Sperry stepping up. Puck slides by, picked up by a Branford forward, who dumps it out to center ice. Ryan Moore back, tips it, goes in deep. Guilford line, shot angle, bad angle shot, tipped wide by Filosa. It's broken out by Brian Donahue, who gets it to neutral ice and just inside the Branford line. Back to Moore, looking for an outlet. Hits a Branford defender, come forward, but Moore covers up. Salkins creamed into the boards. Puck comes in deep. Noonan dumps it in deep. James Mackey in the corner. Round behind, in his feet. Tries to get it behind the net for Noonan. Chipped out by Branford again. John Venner back to Zach Kudarusa. Up to Noonan, dumps it in far corner. Mackey going in to play the puck. Beats the Branford defender in. Salkins trying to make a play. There's a penalty called for tripping. It's a delayed call. Puck is in the side, and now that's been called. So Guilford will go on their first power play. The tripping to number 10, Robbie Celentano. Here with 8:16 left in the first period. Guilford's starting to pick up their play and controlling the puck in the Branford end a little bit. Still haven't gotten any very good scoring opportunities. Fitzgerald will take the face-off. Face-off, back to the Branford defense. Chipped out, knocked down by Cataruzza. Puck still in. Jack Fitzgerald takes a shot, blocked. Billy Ring coming in from the half wall, backhand, tipped out. Picked up by Branford and dumped down deep. Guilford goes back to play. Zach Cataruzza will take the puck, looking wide, up to Jack Fitzgerald at neutral ice. Jack's unable to play it off the boards, and it's shipped back to the Guilford line. Fitzgerald picks it up there, skating through center ice, coming into the right of the goaltender, dumps it in deep, loses his stick. Matty Horton goes in. Jack, go get your stick. Jack playing the puck, no stick, held against the wall, and this will be a face-off. It should be outside the Guilford zone. The officials made a mistake. The puck should be outside of the Guilford blue line, but they're calling it inside the zone. Jack Fitzgerald retrieves his stick and goes in for the face-off. Jack's prepared. Face-off, back to the Branford defense, up the boards, off a ring, back to the Branford blue line where it's picked up by a forward and dumped in deep. So Guilford will have to regroup with 1 minute left on the penalty. Billy Ring skating it up, loses control, up to Ryan Moore. Ryan makes a play at the blue line, back to Fitzgerald, shoots, right into the stomach of the Branford goalie for a tie-up. Official talking to Matty Horton about something. I'm not quite sure what it was. Didn't make any call. And so lining up again to the left of the goalie. James Mackey will take this face off with 47 seconds left on the penalty. Mackey loses the draw back into the Branford zone. Knocked down again by Derek Nelson, who got a nice shot on goal. Puck comes out to the middle, nobody there. Puck is cleared down by Branford, and Derek will play it behind the Guilford net. Derek has a lot of space, breaking up to Ryan Moore on the far side. Ryan moving in, back to Derek. Derek breaking to the right. Back to Moore, shot. Rebound, just wide. That one hit off of the Branford face mask, I think. Noonan plays it, shoots it in front, tipped outside. Down goes Moore, but he picks it back up. James Mackey hustling to the corner, up the boards. Nice play by Fitzgerald to knock it back in with his foot. Another shot. That one low. Nice save by the Branford goalie. Matty Horton picking up the pace. Down deep. Zach Cataruzza will play this puck. Penalty is now over. Up to the boards to Fitzgerald. Jack lost momentary control. Back around to Cataruzza, who's up the right side. Stops. Back to the net. John Venner's got the puck. Across to Cataruzza. Still not out of the Guilford zone. There goes John Venner. Finally picks it up and brings it back in. Finally hits Jack Fitzgerald down ice. Jack there, but it gets by Ring. Offsides on Guilford. Guilford had a couple good opportunities, but wasn't able to finish. Carson Sperry sending Brian Donahue and Chris Montesi. Won by Branford. Chipped up to the Guilford blue line. Back to the corner. Zach Cataruzza plays it. Looking for a forward. Chips it past Brian Donahue and down to the Branford end. Picked up by the Branford defenseman. He throws it back to center ice where it's picked up by Zach Cataruzza. Across to Brian Donahue, breaks in, but loses control. Branford gets the puck up on the half wall. Sperry tips it in a little deeper. Now it's down in the corner. Branford plays the puck. Back around the corner. Branford forward flips it out. It's picked up by Cataruzza in neutral ice and brought back into the Guilford zone. It's behind in the corner. Up again. Didn't quite make it up to Donahue. Donahue's now got the puck. Looking across. Dumps it in deep. Well, bounces it off to the Branford defender. It's down in the corner. Both tumbled down. Chris Montesi trying to keep it in. John Venner with a nice shot. Blocked by the defenseman. Salkin shoots a rebound wide. Up the boards. Moore plays it. Shot on goal. Rebound. Oh! Just missed by Chris Montesi. It's back down in the Branford end. No icing called. Bobby Noonan chasing the Branford player down low. Nice check. Garrett Salkins working in the corner, trying to get the puck free. Puck stiff. Garrett makes a nice play coming out of the corner. Oh, loses it, and it's cleared back to the corner. Derek Nelson steps up. Ryan Moore back alone. Branford has a chance at a 2-on-1. No, nice play by the Guilford defense. James Mackey hustling up ice. Whoops. Bobby Noonan slips and falls down, but dumps it back to the Branford zone. Puck out of play into the Branford bench.
I wonder how bad this is. Matt doing? Where's Matt doing? Oh, it must be sick.
Yeah, it must be. That's what we're missing. Jack Fitzgerald waiting to take the face-off to the left of the Branford goalie. Back into the corner. Branford plays the puck around the boards up to the right wing side. Picked off by Horton, but it's back in the neutral zone. Branford gains control up towards Guilford Loan, but Matty Horton making a break down the side. Takes a shot wide. Bounces to the right side. Chipped up again. Branford just clearing the puck out. Ryan Moore, a little fake and a deke. Stepping up to the Branford line, ready to let it go. Oh, shoots high and wide. Ryan had a nice shot on that one, but just missed the net. Derek Nelson blocks a shot inside the Guilford zone. Picked up by the Branford player, but knocked down. Billy Ring, 1-on-2. Getting it wide. Loses the puck into the corner, but it's dumped back in by Fitzgerald. Matty Horton on the right wing. All our forwards on the same side. Need to spread them out. John Benner steps up. Billy Ring works his nice back check by Billy. Zach Cataruzza works it out of the corner. Back around to John Bender. Picked up by Zach Cataruzza again. John Bender in the corner. Up the right-hand side. Back across. Billy was looking for a pass to Matt. There it goes. Matty Horton breaking in. Loses it to the center. Jack Fitzgerald dumps it in behind the net. Zach Cataruzza back into the corner. That's it. Blocks the puck out. Zach with a chance. Oh, nice save. Jack able to turn and wheel it onto the net. Bobby Noonan out front. Back to Venter at the point. Venter lets it go. Tipped wide by Salkins. Nice try. Back out to Cataruzza. He's got time. Looking across ice. Takes another shot. High and wide. Mackey with the rebound. There it is. Yes! Finally, Salkins pokes it in. Guilford takes a 1-0 lead. Puck rebounded off of the backboards out front. The goaltender was out of position. Guilford had a couple of whacks at it, and finally Salkins puts it into the net. Guilford now up 1-0 with 1:29 left in the first period. Guilford dominating play this part of this period. The puck's been in the Branford end most of the second half of the period. We've got a number of shots, but finally put one past him. Jack Fitzgerald, Matty Horton, and Billy Ring back out with Derek Nelson and Ryan Moore on defense. Puck comes to Moore, flips it out of the zone. Branford's got a chance, shoots it high from the high slot. Billy Ring hit on the boards. Branford able to keep the puck in. shoots and covered up by Chad Faulkner-Filosa. Face off to the right of Chad. Guilford getting a little sloppy in their own zone, not getting the puck out. We switch up to Mackey, Noonan, Salkins line. See what they can do. James ready for the face-off. Back to Moore. Around the boards. Garrett Salkins moving up there, tips it out to center ice. Garrett controls puck. Back to Mackey. Mackey breaking in. Dumps it in deep. Rebound right out in front. But it comes to the Branford player. Branford breaking wide. Derek Nelson takes him wide. Back to Ryan Moore. Oh, had the puck stripped away. Back to the Branford defense. Big shot. Nice save by Chad. We don't know where. There it goes. Puck bounced high up to the front of the net, but managed to get out. We got a penalty, a delayed penalty called on Guilford. Delayed penalty called on Guilford. An injured Branford player behind the net. The call's going to go against Bobby Noonan for interference. So Guilford will be playing a man down. 33 seconds left in the period. So Guilford will try and kill this off and take it to the second period. Jack Fitzgerald on the face-off. Lost. Branford wins the face-off back. Shot wide. Derek Nelson playing the player behind the net. Back out. Billy Ring stepping up. Oh, there we Ryan Moore is able to chip it out. It's a race with Jack Fitzgerald and the defenseman. They sort of tied, and the puck comes to the corner where Billy Ring is playing it. Ryan Moore falls down on the side trying to keep it in. Branford loses it to Derek Nelson, who swings behind our net as the period ends. So the end of one. Guilford 1, Branford nothing. We're just starting the second period. Guilford still has a minute 28 on a penalty to kill off. Billy Ring and Jack Fitzgerald will be the forwards. Moore and Nelson on defense. Branford wins the draw, dumps it in deep. Nelson plays behind the net, back around, up the boards to Ring, who chips it out. It hits into the Branford bench, and we'll have a face-off just outside of the Guilford blue line. Guilford seemed to dominate play most of the first period, but were only able to get one goal. Fitzgerald to take the draw. Jack, it's one back to Branford, who dumps it in deep. Nelson behind our own net, throws it down. Hit by a high stick by Branford, but played by Billy Ring. Billy swirls at the blue line, dumps it in deep, working his way around. Now it's picked up by Branford, starts to break out of their zone. Bradford coming down 3-on-3. It's taken by Fitzgerald in the Guilford corner. Back out front, but Nelson's able to clear it all the way down the ice. Moore on the forecheck, coming from his defensive position. But it's picked up by Branford, cleared to their corner. Out to center ice. Moore cutting back. Holding the puck back in the Branford zone. Finally out to neutral ice where it's dumped back into Guilford. Horton turns. Tries to get it up the boards. Only makes it part way, though. Picked up by a Branford forward, swings around the corner. Takes a shot. Bad angle shot, blocked by Filosa. And it's rolled out of the Branford line again. A lot of funny bounces off those boards, especially on that side. Puck bounces out. Horton's able to dump it back in deep. Fitzgerald controls. Back to Horton. Oh! Slides past him in the front of the net. Guilford almost had a good shorthanded scoring opportunity. Held in by Nelson. But I think it played off of the Guilford bench and will be, or are they calling a hand pass? I think they're calling a hand pass. The face-off will be outside of the Branford zone. The penalty's killed off. We're now 5-on-5. Mackey, Salkins, and Noonan. We're starting with Cataruzza and Venter on defense. Mackey takes the draw. Lost back to the Branford defender. Flips out to the neutral zone. Branford dumps it in deep. Venter plays puck behind the net. Cataruzza, who's hammered in the corner, but Mackey picks up the free puck. Working his way out, James loses it along the boards. Still held in, but now rolls outside and free. Mackey picks up the puck at center ice on the right-hand wing. Shoots it in hard. Bounces off the goalie into the corner. Mackey working hard in the corner. Noonan coming in to help him out. Puck still rolling around, but Branford comes free with it. Out to neutral ice, where Venter chips it back in. Noonan chips it up to Salkins. Salkins breaking in the middle. Knocked out by the Branford defense again. Venter's got it. At center ice, takes a hard shot. It's partially blocked and rolls to the Branford corner, where it's thrown up the boards, back to Venter, who sort of chips it, and it comes back out of the zone. Round back into the Branford zone, up the boards. We're calling, I think, a delayed offsides. I guess. Oh, that's good. So Sperry to take the face-off with Montesi and Donahue. Puck comes back to the Branford line, chipped up to Guilford line, where it's dumped back in, unfortunately for an icing. So the face-off will be in the Guilford zone with 12:18 left in the second period. Guilford leading 1-0. Sperry will take the face-off to the right of Filosa. Oh, nope. Switching lines. We got Jack Fitzgerald, Matty Horton, and Billy Ring at forward with Zach Catarisa and John Venner on defense. John Venner gets the puck, flips it up high. Billy Ring with a chance. It'll be icing. Tried to flip it out and have Billy chase it down, but a little too far for Billy to reach. Almost caught up to it. Offense has a chance. They're doing a sort of hybrid. Fitzgerald wins the draw. Horton bringing it up. Billy Ring on the left-hand wing. Tripped up on the way in. Billy still loses control on the boards. Picked up by Horton, but then chipped out by the Branford defense. Back to Venter. Cataruzza flips it back up to neutral ice, where it's dumped back in. Cataruzza plays it in the corner. Kicks it over to Venter on the other side. Up to Horton on the right wing. Chips it to Fitzgerald. Moving. Jack trying to move past the defender, but goes in offsides. And Guilford will be called for offsides again. Nelson, Moore coming back out with Mackey, Salkins, and Noonan. Face-off will be just outside the Branford zone to the left of their goalie. Mackey lines up for the draw. Wins it back to Moore, who chips it in. It's knocked down by the defender, but comes out to the middle of the ice. Noonan breaking in. Branford clears it the whole way down. That'll be an icing. Guilford had a good shot. The puck was sitting there, but Noonan was unable to finish. Bobby had a poke at it, but was able to be cleared out by the Branford defenders. Face-off will be to the left of the goalie. Mackey once again lining up for the draw. Puck is dropped back to, nice win, back to Moore, who takes a shot, back, rebound. Oh, bounced out. Mackey had a chance. But the goalie made the second save. Branford goalie's giving up a lot of rebounds. Guilford's got to capitalize on those. Puck comes back to Moore, takes a shot towards the net. Oh, it's tipped in on the way in by James Mackey, I think, and that's a goal. So it's 2-0 Guilford. Shot was taken by Moore from the point, and it was tipped by something and went in the net. I'm not sure who tipped it, but the goal counts, and we'll see who gets the credit for the goal. Garrett Salkins already has a goal in this game. So that makes it 2-0. Guilford with 11. Here's the call. Yeah, Ryan Moore gets the credit for the goal, unassisted. So Ryan Moore gets credit. It must have hit a Branford defender. Fitzgerald picks it up behind the Branford net, swings, fires towards the net, blocked wide. Into the corner. Fitzgerald working for it. Branford tips it up to the blue line. Whoa.
Oh, come on.
There's going to be a call here. I don't know what it's going to be, though. Branford tried a stretch play, and Zach Cataruza and the forward collided with each other. And they're calling a face-off. They're calling offsides. So Zach pushed him over the line before the puck arrived, so it's an offsides. Jack Fitzgerald take the draw outside of the Guilford zone. One back to the Guilford zone. Cataruza picks it up behind the net. Back around to Venter. Lets it roll up the boards. Fitzgerald breaking on the left side. Jack getting to the middle. Has a shot. Oh, beautiful shot by Jack Fitzgerald. Beats the goalie high over the right shoulder. Jack worked it across the blue line to the high slot and let it rip. It's now 3-0 Guilford with 10:24 left. Guilford starting to hit the net, and it's making a difference. There's a goalie change now. A.J. Brinks being pulled for Alex Sarno, I think, another freshman goalie. So Guilford already with a 3-0 lead. Was looking for more. Right now, Ralph Russo's got Carson Sperry, Chris Montesi, and Kevin Gaudio out on the wing. So starting to play some of the younger players. Puck goes around. Derek Nelson on defense. Chips it up to the half wall, where it's chipped back in by Branford. Hand pass out to Carson Sperry, who loses control of the puck, but Ryan Moore picks it up and lets one rip. Oh, Ryan Moore! Upper left side beats Alex Sarno from just inside the blue line. A beautiful shot by Moore, and it's now 4-0 Guilford with 10:02 left. So Guilford's opening up quite a lead. So lining up again, we have Kevin Gaudio, Chris Montesi, and Carson Sperry at center, with Moore and Nelson on defense. Puck comes out, Sperry dumps it in deep. Well, they're calling it unassisted. It should have been assisted by Carson Sperry. Ryan Moore just lays someone out in the middle of the ice. Chris Montesi dumps it back in deep, chasing it in behind the Branford net. Branford defender turns, but Kevin Gaudio's right there to play it. Chris Montesi out to the defense. Derek Nelson back hard around to Montesi in the corner. Derek loses control when it comes out, but back to Ryan Moore, who flips it up. But it's played in the neutral zone, picked up by Branford. Back pass is picked up by Garrett Salkins, coming in 1-on-2. Garrett just chips it in deep and starts working for the puck. Good play by Garrett. Works it behind, picks it up. Garrett still working. James Mackey back there to help him. James takes it to the corner, back around, looking for a play. Back to Salkins on the other side. Out front, turns and fires, but blocked by the defender. Mackey from the side, sharp angle, hits the goalie, but gets it out to Cataruza, lets it fly low, blocked by the Branford defender. Puck comes to the side. Noonan trying to chip it back in, but Branford's able to get it out. Branford breaking down 1-on-3. Nice little move. Nice save by Chad. That was a nice play by the Branford forward, and he picked up the trailing wing. Guilford got sucked in, but Cataruza was able to come in, get it across the line. But I think it's called offsides. So there'll be a face-off just outside of the Branford zone. Branford fans don't like the hit, but it was a good solid check by Bobby Noonan along the boards. Jack Fitzgerald out there with Billy Ring and Matty Horton again. Line up for the face-off. Jack Fitzgerald going to poke it forward. In neutral ice, Jack Fitzgerald picks it up, breaks in. 3-on-2. Jack, trying to make a play. Was unable to get the shot off Jack. But the puck comes back to Moore, who throws it back in front. Jack Fitzgerald around behind the net to Billy Ring. Billy working in the corner. Puck slips up a little. Branford moves it up to the half wall. Makes a nice outlet pass. John Venner's back, keeping the player outside. As Zach Cataruzza picks the puck up in the corner. Around the net to Branford. Wide open in front. Got a little sloppy there. Getting a little sloppy. Branford had another shot at the goal. Unable to get a shot on goal, though. Billy picks him up. Trying to settle the puck down. Puck behind the Guilford net. Rolls out to the front. Chad covering his corner. Beck still out in front. Still trying to cover it. Lots of players, lots of hacking, but the puck never gets to the net. Branford with another shot. That one's wide. Branford starting to pick up the pace a little. Guilford playing sloppy in their own zone. John Venner just turns and wheels it out for a smart icing. Guilford getting sloppy in their own zone, not setting things up. So Branford had a couple good scoring opportunities there, but Chad held his ground and was able to control it. So 7:08 left in the second period. Guilford up 4-0. Chris Montesi talking to the official about something. But James Mackey, Garrett Salkins, and Bobby Noonan out at forward with Ryan Moore and Derek. That's Brian Donahue at defense. Branford gets a quick face-off win, a shot on goal. That Chad is able to deflect high and just bounces over the net. Ryan Moore dumps it back in deep into the Branford zone. Guilford's got to get back on the forecheck. Puck comes around. Mackey, funny hop off of the glass. Branford breaking in. Branford had a holding call on Guilford. This one on Bobby Noonan again. Bobby must have been holding behind the play. I didn't see it. But the officials called Bobby Noonan for a holding penalty. So Guilford will be down a man again with 6:31 left in the second period. The score 4-0. Jack Fitzgerald on the face-off. Derek Nelson not allowed to make a late switch, so Brian Donahue is going to be out there with Ryan Moore and Matty Horton. Matty's going to take the face-off because of the late switch. Matty ties it up. Puck comes up the boards. The Gilder Branford defenseman unable to hold it in. The puck's down deep in the Branford end now. Matty Horton working hard, trying to hold it there. Back checking, working really hard. Branford finally chips it in. Looks like they're going to get another call on Matty Horton for hooking. Ooh, Guilford digging themselves a little bit of a hole here. Down 2 men with the score of 4-0. So there's a minute 36 on the first penalty. So Branford will have a 5-on-3 for a minute 36. Looks like Ralph Russo is going to put out Billy Bring, Ryan Moore, and Derek Nelson to kill this penalty. So this is the best opportunity Branford's going to have. A face-off to the right of Filosa. It's won by Guilford. Ryan Moore flips it out all the way down us. Branford. Nelson up for checking. Billy bumps into a Branford forward in the neutral zone and he falls down. Nothing about that. He just fell down. Guilford trying to set up a triangle. Branford moving the puck along. Shot blocked by Derek Nelson. Back in the corner. Branford controls the puck, trying to bring it out front. It's out to the front. Turns, fires. Nice save by Chad, and he held it. I'm not quite sure if Chad knew he had it, but he held it in his pads for a face-off. So 55 seconds left on the two-man advantage. John Vanner comes in for Derek Nelson. Billy Ring to take the face-off. Guilford just trying to get the puck out and keep Branford off the board. Branford changing lines. Ring takes the face-off. Puck won by Branford. Back to the point. Billy on him. John Venner steps up. Billy steps up. High slot. Billy blocks it and clears it down ice. Right on goal. It's played by the Branford goalie up to the defense. Breaking out of their own zone. Branford carrying across the blue line. Shot from far out. Blocked by Ring. Behind the Guilford net. Play. Ryan Moore trying to keep it outside. Back down to the corner. Blocked by, nice block by Ring, and then rolled out. The puck did come to the slot area and a shot was made, but Chad was there for the save. Billy steps up on the Branford player. It's just across the Guilford line. Ryan Moore collects the puck, turning behind the net, and clears it the whole way down the ice. This one on goal as well. Guilford's got a player back, Bobby Noonan, who's rushing in to get the puck. Still played by Branford. They're still up a man. Nice stretch pass. Venter tried to step up a little bit and he got by him. But Ryan comes back and makes the play. 6 seconds left on the penalty. Uh-oh. It could be another call on Guilford. This one on Ryan Moore, I think, and also on a Branford player. So we're going to have coincidental minors, which means nobody's down. We're going to play 5-on-5 now. I didn't see what happened behind the play. There must have been a little bit of pushing. Yeah. So the face-off should be down in the Branford end, I think. Yep. Yeah, so the icing still counts. Or no, excuse me. That's where the puck was when Branford touched it. So I guess that's where the face-off is going to be. So right now we have Matty Horton out with James Mackey and Jack Fitzgerald. Mackey will take the face-off. Cataruzza and Venter on defense. So they're playing 5-on-5. Coincidental minors. Puck comes back to Venter, who takes a wrist shot. Oh, nice. Hit the goalie.
First one on Branford, number 11, Tyler Costolo. 2 minutes for Gordon. On Guilford, and number 3, Ryan Moore. 2 minutes for Golden.
Okay. So the Branford penalty was for boarding, and Ryan Moore's penalty was for holding. Puck deep in the Guilford end. Zach Cataruzza trying to play it up. Took that one a little high. Shot by the Branford. Blocked by Venter. Puck comes to the corner. Venter breaking out on the right-hand side. Moving up the center ice. Crosses the blue line and shoots it just wide. Matty Horton picks it up in the corner around the net to Venter. Tries to dump it out front. Puck's still in the corner. Matty Horton and John working for the puck. Puck comes out to our defense. Zach Cataruzza dumps it back behind the net. Branford able to control it on the boards up to center ice. Breaks in, just dumps it in deep. Wide of the goal, picked up by Billy Ring. Billy's got room to skate, moves up the right-hand side. Billy's got speed, loses the puck, and rolls in offsides on Guilford. So Guilford will have the face-off just outside of the Branford zone. 2:52 left in the second period. Guilford 4, Branford nothing. Billy Ring, Bobby Noonan, and Derek Salkins make up this line. Lines are getting all jumbled up right now. Bobby loses the face-off back to the Branford zone. Picked up by Ring in the neutral zone, chips it back in. Flipped out again by Branford. Dumped in deep by Branford. Brian Donahue tries to clear it around the boards, blocked by Branford. It's up the wing. Derek Salkins playing the defenseman out at the point, who dumps it in deep across the other defenseman. Dumps it in deep. Billy Ring on the half wall. Gets knocked down. Puck still behind. Guilford not controlling the puck in their own zone. Brian Donahue breaks it out. Nice pass up to Ring. Ring up the right-hand side. Going to the middle. Loses it. Dumped back out to by Guilford from the slot. Shot by Nelson just wide. Ring takes it in the corner. Works it out front. Nice try from back behind. Bobby Noonan tried to get Garrett Salkins out front, but is blocked by the Branford defender. Almost had him wide open in the slot. Icing by Branford. Minute 50 left in the second period. 4-0 Guilford. Bobby Noonan almost took that pass from Billy Ring and right out front to Garrett Salkins, but the pass just got tipped and blocked by the Branford defenseman. Now we have Jack Fitzgerald, James Mackey, and Matty Horton, facing off with Zach Cataruso and John Venner on defense. Fitzgerald to take the draw. Fitzgerald thrown out of the draw. I can't quite figure out why. Mackey to take the draw. Mackey wins it back to Fitzgerald. Up along the boards. Back to Cataruso at the point. Dumps it into the far corner. Horton in the corner. Back to Venter on the side. Matty back around the net. Matty Horton trying to get it out. Back into the corner. Venter steps up. Trying to keep it in deep. Knocked down. But Horton's right there to cover up. Puck chipped free into the neutral zone. Branford breaking down 2-on-2. Picked up by Fitzgerald. Branford player loses ice. Guilford breaking back up the right-hand side. Horton just throws it in on goal. Deflected to the side. Horton's got it in the corner. Back out front, but nobody there. Zach Cataruso gets the rebound. Back out at the point. It's back into the corner. Matty Horton trying to keep it in. Branford breaks it out again. John Venner picks it up at center ice. Dumps it right back in, where it's gloved by the Branford goaler and thrown to the side. Fitzgerald picks up the puck. Back into the far corner. Branford's got 3 players over there, but are unable to clear it out. Puck still bouncing around out towards the Guilford or the blue line. Montesi's able to chip it back in. Fitzgerald down low. Puck comes around to the left-hand side. Out to the defense. Knocked down by John Venner. Dumps it back in deep. Played by Fitzgerald. Out at our blue line. Dumps it in deep again. Montesi behind the net is railed, and the puck comes free to the far corner. Branford picks it up. Branford's desperately trying to get a breakaway pass, but Guilford's been able to keep him down. Cataruso coming in the side. Turns, gets it on the side, just shoots. Blocked off the side by the Branford defender. Back around the net to Donahue. Bryant trying to work it around, looking for an opportunity to move it. Comes up the boards, still there, and Carson Sperry's got it, and the period ends. Oh, we got some pushing and shoving. I don't know if the officials are going to make any calls. A little bit of late pushing and shoving. But at the end of 2 periods, Guilford leads 4-0. We'll wait and see if there's going to be a call. It looks like they're making a call. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, Branford or Guilford, but we're going to find out at the start of the 3rd period.
Guilford penalties in the period. Number 23, Brian Donahue for elbowing. Time of penalty, 15 minutes.
So Brian Donahue is called for an elbowing penalty at the end of the period, although the Branford player pushed another one over top. So that'll be the call. Guilford will be down another man come the beginning of the 3rd period. As we get ready to start the 3rd period, Guilford leading 4-0 over Branford. Guilford is going to be down a man. Brian Donahue took an elbowing penalty at the end of the 2nd period. Okay. So Guilford pretty much kept the puck down in the Branford end. Branford on the power play. Working it deep into the Guilford zone, around the Guilford net. Ryan Moore picks it up, wings it around the boards. It's blocked away by Branford. Back to the Branford point. Down low to the forward in the corner. Takes it to the half wall, back around the net. Rolls past him. Zach Cataruzza stepping in. Zach trying to work it free. Branford comes out with the puck. Back around behind the net to Branford. Into the corner. As player has puck. Back around behind the net. Right to Billy Ring in front, who flips it out of play. So that'll be a face-off in the Guilford zone. Billy was trying to clear it up the glass, but overshot it and hit the netting. Guilford with 45 seconds left on the on the penalty kill. James Mackey and Garrett Salkin step out as forwards with Zach Cataruzza and John Benner at defense. Mackey will take the face-off. Just to the left of Filosa. Won by Mackey, back to Venter, who clears it the whole way down ice, just wide of the Branford goal. Branford plays the puck behind their own net, up the right-hand boards. Bounces free, but picked off by Salkins. Moving around to the left dot. Tries to dump it in front, but picked up by Mackey. Cleared it back to Venter. Slap shot, score! Oh, what a shot by John Venter. A shorthanded goal with 13:23 in the third period left, making it 5-0 Guilford. Salkins picked the puck up, worked it around to the dot. Mackey cleared it back to Venter. Took a wicked slap shot just high on the inside post, and Guilford now leads 5-0. So Guilford with a commanding lead. Still has 23 seconds of penalty kill. One back by Mackey, cleared the whole way down by Cataruzzi. Mackey working behind the net, falls down. Branford player coming out with it. Cross ice, played by Cataruzza, and dumped out again to neutral ice. Dumped in again by Branford around the boards. Comes around. Branford forward chips it back in deep. Trying to work it out front. Good defense by Guilford, keeping the puck to the outside. Puck rolls around behind the net, thrown out in front. Only Guilford players there, and it slides out of ice. Guilford players slid into the net, knocking it free, so it will be a face-off in the Guilford zone. The penalty is now over. Jack Petrick, Chris Montesi, and Carson Sperry will be the forward line, with Ryan Moore and Derek Nelson on defense. Petrick will take the face-off. Just to the left of Filosa. Wins it back to Moore. Clears it around the boards. Montesi working with the Branford player. Cleared back in. Petrick picks it on. Trying to clear it around the net. Loses control. Picks it back up. Loses it. Branford chips it back towards the front, but Sperry picks it up. Pass wide. Montesi moving in. Into the neutral zone. Picked up by Nelson. Dumped back in. Petrick on the forecheck. Cleared out wide. Moore picks it up inside the Guilford zone. Out to the front of his net and clears it back out. Moore, it's chipped back in by Branford, but Moore's picking up speed. Coming through the side, shoots it wide. Montesi in the corner, working free. Two Branford players trying to clear it out. Montesi's able to keep it in. Going to the far boards, Petrick picking up on the forecheck. Chipped ahead to Moore, picks it up in neutral ice, flips it back down to the Branford line. Sperry in on the forecheck. To neutral ice. Nelson steps up on a Branford player. Oh, jeez. Matty Horton. Is that Matty Horton? Matty Horton steps onto the ice and slips down and is called for tripping. A little bit of a bogus call. Matty unfortunately just slipped and fell down, but Branford, getting the benefit of the doubt, gets the call. So Guilford will be down a man again. Fitzgerald, Ring, Moore, and Nelson killing another power play. Fitzgerald wins the face-off to Moore, but Moore shoots it over the glass again, and it's back in the Guilford zone for another face-off. Fitzgerald on the face-off. Comes to Moore. Chips it up to the Branford to the line. Across. Chad makes a nice stop. Puck came out to the right defenseman, who passed it across to the left defenseman in the center of the ice, who took a shot, but Chad was there to make the save and suck in the rebound. So face-off to the right of Filosa. Fitzgerald on the face-off. Fitzgerald wins it back to Nelson, who clears it all the way down the, whoops, it must have hit the roof, and we're back in the Guilford end again. Guilford's been winning the faceoffs, but hasn't been able to clear it out of their zone. They keep shooting it into the roof and are out of play. So once again, we're to the right of Filosa. Fitzgerald on the draw. That one won by Branford, back to the point. Slap shot, tipped wide into the far corner. Around behind the net. Branford player playing it back to the side. Back around. Branford just moving the puck on the periphery. Moore steps in. Puck, fighting for the puck behind the net. Billy Ring there to pick it up to Derek Nelson, who finally clears it up ice. It's picked up by Branford deep in at their blue line and chipped back into the Guilford zone. Nelson around the net to Fitzgerald. Picks it up in the corner. Jack just flips it out. Doesn't get enough. It's not cleared out of the zone yet. 3 Guilford players on the blue line, but it finally comes free. It's out the neutral zone. Branford turning. Trying to throw it back in. Tipped off a Branford player into Billy Ring. Billy playing around the net. Billy comes out in front. A little bit dangerous. Billy loses control. Back to Branford, breaking back in. Derek Nelson takes the player against the boards. Back out to the side, but Ryan Moore able to pick the errant pass up in the center. Jack Fitzgerald moving in. Back to Moore. Oh, nice play by the Branford defense. I thought Moore had a chance to get a shot. 2-on-1. Venter stepping up. Filosa right there to pick up the little chip and cover it up in the center. Nice play by Chad. Nice play by John. Branford had a chance for a 2-on-1 break, but John played it very well, and the puck just dribbled up to Chad, and he picked it up. 25 seconds left on the power play for Branford. 5-0 with 10:05 left in the third period. Guilford in the lead. James Mackey on the draw. Loses it. It's blocked by Salkins, though. Branford's got the puck in the corner. Working down behind the net. But picked up by Cataruso. Thrown off to the side. Picked up again by Branford. Nice play by John Benner to block it, control it, move it up to James Mackey, who dumps it in deep. Carries it in. Working behind the Branford net now. James, almost got there. Branford breaking up. The penalty is now over. The puck's chipped deep into the Guilford zone. Zach Cataruso around the net. Garrett Salkins. Garrett out to James Mackey. Mackey skating it in through the neutral zone. Just throws it in deep. Should have been icing call, but the official misses it. Garrett plays the puck behind the net. Back to the far corner. Mackey working hard, trying to control it in the far corner. Trying to kick it free. Salkins right there to help him out. 2 Branford players also fighting. Garrett almost comes free. It comes to Branford, who just chips it back to the Guilford line. Zach tips it over to John Venter, who takes a wrist shot. Yes! Oh, another goal by John Benner. Same spot, wrist shot this time, making it 6-0. Nice pass over by Zach Cataruso, and John just took a nice wrist shot right in the short side upper corner. Guilford now 6-0 here in the third period. We have Bobby Noonan, Carson Sperry, and Chris Montesi at forward, with John and Zach Cataruso at defense. Puck back down to Branford end. It's cleared down ice. Makes it the whole way to the Guilford zone. John Benner behind his net. Dumps it off to Zach Cataruso. A little miscommunication there. The puck's still in the corner. Guilford getting a little deep. Carson Sperry out to the defender. Nice check. Zach Cataruso picks it up. Has a break, but the Branford defenseman's back to pick him up. Zach follows him around. He turns back around his net into the far corner. Jack Petrick in the corner working. Puck comes free to Zach Cataruso, who takes a shot. Jack Petrick there. Oh, a big scramble in front. The net moves, and we'll have a face-off just to the right of the goaltender. So right now we have Dougie Williams, Jack Petrick, and Kevin Gaudio out in this line. Jack will take the draw with Brian Donahue and Derek Nelson, Brian Brian Donahue and Ryan Moore on defense. Petrick wins the draw back. Oh, pulls it clear out of the zone, though. Ryan Moore back to get it back. Down behind his own net, stops. Looking, up the forward to Kevin Gaudio, chips it up, but can't get it out. Branford defenseman takes it, throws it in, goes to the far corner. Dougie Williams trying to play the puck. Around the boards, comes back to Moore, who throws it around the boards. Gaudio there. Brian Donahue trying to get it out. Everybody trying to get out. There it comes free. Williams and Petrick in. Williams chips it in on goal. Following him around the goal. Comes free to Donahue. Jack Petrick in the high slot. Throws it in front. Picked up by the Branford defenseman who carries it back out. Uh-oh, Brian. Oh, it didn't go in. Brian Donahue got beat on the play. Branford player walks in, but misses the empty net. Hits the post on the way in. So a little bit of luck for Guilford there, but we'll take it. Still 6-0. Kevin Gaudio's out with Matty Horton. Jack Fitzgerald's on. So now we have an offsides whistled at the Branford line. With the score 6-0 Guilford with 6:53 left. Jack Fitzgerald, Matty Horton, and Billy Ring are lining up for the face-off just outside of the Branford zone with John Venter and Zach Catarusa. Jack Fitzgerald loses a draw back to Branford, who just clears it the whole way down ice for an icing. So now we're going to be lined up just to the left of the Branford goalie with an offensive zone face-off. Jack Fitzgerald will be taking the face-off with Billy and Matty Horton on the wings. Zach Catarusa and John Benner on defense. One out to the front. Oh, Branford was able to clear it out of their zone, though. Venter tries to pass across ice, but that's knocked down by Branford. Breaking into the left. Backhander, Filosa covers it up. A little backhander. Chad held his ground and held it onto the puck. So now for an offensive zone faceoff just to the right of Chad. A defensive zone faceoff, excuse me. Just to the right of Chad with 6:33 left in the third period. Jack wins the faceoff back. I can't see it. Billy Ring chips it out. Knocked down, but Matty Horton break on the right side. Oh, loses the puck. Zach Catero moves it in. Puck's into the Branford zone on sides. Branford breaks back, 2-on-2. John Venner controls it, takes it to the side. It's along the sideboards. And another whistle. I don't know. We have a cross-checking on Branford, I think. Yes. Branford takes their second penalty of the game. So now Guilford will have a power play. Leading 6-0 with 6:12 left. They'll go on the power play. James Mackey will take the faceoff with Bobby Noonan, Garrett Salkins, John Venner, and Zach Cataruz out. James, puck's one to the corner. A shot around the boards, controlled by Guilford in the corner. Bobby Noonan working on the sidewall, trying to keep it in. Garrett Salkins gets it back to Cataruz, who flips it back down low to Noonan. But the Branford player was able to chip it out of the zone. Venner across ice, tries to pass across. It's tipped back in the Branford zone and then cleared all the way down. Chad plays it, and Zach Cataruz carries it out. Garrett Salkins misses the puck at the neutral ice, and it's cleared back into the Guilford zone. John Venner will take it. Ryan Moore steps onto the ice. Played up to Chris Montesi, who flips it in deep. James Mackey on the forecheck, working hard, trying to get it out. Garrett Salkins comes out with the puck. Back to the defense to John Venner. Back to Salkins. Back to Venner. Venner shoots from the slot. Oh! John couldn't get that third goal. Hit the goalie in the chest that time. So 56 seconds left on the Guilford power play. The face-off will be to the left of the Branford goalie. Kevin Gaudio's out with Jack Petrick and Carson Sperry, Ryan Moore and Brian Donahue on defense. Petrick on the face-off. Puck is dropped right back to Donahue, but it slid just past him. Puck in the neutral zone. Ryan Moore clears it in, knocked down, and flipped out by Branford. Branford has a chance at a breakaway. Brian Donahue coming back. Oh, nice shot. Branford finally scores, shorthanded. The Guilford defense got caught pinching in, and the player made a nice shot, high, short side, to beat Chad. It's 6-1 Guilford with 4:49 left. 38 seconds of power play still remaining. Face off at neutral ice. Petrick will take the draw. One back to Branford defensive line. It's cleared down to neutral ice. Ryan Moore picks up the puck. Ryan Moore coming up across the line. Makes a nice move, walks in. Oh, just blocked wide. Branford coming clear, looking for another shot, but just clears it down the ice. Brian Donahue to play it. Brian just plays it forward. Begins skating it up on the left-hand side. He's got three abreast. Brian in on the far side. Brian looking behind the net, trying to work it free. That will be an icing on Branford. We're able to clear it down, trying a stretch pass again, but that one missed. And will be the power play is over, and will be face off in the Branford zone. Jack Fitzgerald, Billy Ring, and Matty Horton out there with Zach Adaruz and John Benner. Fitzgerald to take the draw, just to the left of the Branford goalie. Fitzgerald pushes it forward to the Branford defense. John Benner tries to hold it in, but it gets past him. Branford had a chance, but Zach Adaruz came back and picked it up. Nice pass up to Jack Fitzgerald, just trickles too far. Matty Horton on the boards, takes a shot, caught by the Branford goalie, and held. 3:48 left in the third period. 6-1 Guilford. Branford's had very little to cheer about this evening, and except for a late score, shorthanded. Guilford to take the face-off. Jack Fitzgerald comes to the center of the Branford net, held in by Catarusa. Nice play by Zach. Caught it and dropped it right on the line. Back to, Billy Ring comes to the side and shoots it high and wide. Had an opening, but wasn't able to finish there. Jack Fitzgerald picks it up. He's tripped up on the way, but able to poke it to the front, where the Branford goalie dives out and covers up the puck. Guilford had a nice scoring opportunity there, but Billy wasn't able to get it in. Bobby Noonan, Dougie Williams, and Garrett Salkins out for this shift, with John Venter and Zach Cataruz on defense. Noonan will take the face-off. Noonan wins it, back to the corner. Chipped up by Branford, back into the corner by Guilford. Dougie Williams trying to work it down low, back to the point. John Venter has a chance. Just fires it in. Trying to hit Noonan on the side. Unable to chip it in, though. Puck comes around. Venter's going to not be able to hold it in at the line. Couldn't quite get there. John taps it up to Dougie Williams. Back to Zach Cataruza, breaking in on the right-hand side. Zach tries to cut to the middle, but loses the puck. Chipped back in by Guilford. Branford carries it back out. Thrown into the Guilford end, where John Benner will play the puck. John has a lot of opening. He's beginning to move it up the middle of the ice. Up to Dougie Williams, who just chips it forward, hits off the official. Bobby Noonan's able to... Bobby was able to poke it into the Branford bench for a face-off. So the face-off with 2:38 left in the third period, 6-1 Guilford, just outside the Branford line. One back by Mackey, across to Moore. Moore dumps it in deep. Mackey into the corner. Montesi is able to gather it on the half wall. Loses the puck. Branford's able to chip it up. Ryan Moore able to knock it down. Moving through the center of the ice across the line. Backhander just wide. He had good pace on it, but just shot it wide. Mackey working behind the net. Loses it. Petrick steps in, knocks the player to the board. Up the half wall to the Branford player. Chips it out to the middle of the ice. Knocked down by Moore at neutral ice again. Ryan winds up. Woo. Nice save by the goalie. Jack Petrick takes it into the corner, working his way around, looking up front, right through the middle of the ice. Nobody there to reel it in. Ryan just banks it off the defender, picks up the rebound, flips it in backhand behind the net. Chris Montesi out to Brian Donahue at the far point. Back to Petrick, over to Mackey, who has it blocked. Guilford moving the puck around nicely, and Branford just clears it up into the mesh for a face-off in their own zone. Guilford moved the puck around and had a couple nice shots, but weren't able to finish on that shift. Kevin Gaudio, Matt Horton, and we got a penalty? Guilford's being called for a penalty for I don't know what. Brian Donahue, too many men? We got two penalties. So Guilford's being called for two penalties. One is a bench minor for a bench minor. I don't know, Brian Donahue is in for I don't know what. I don't know what just happened. I guess we'll find out in a second. The officiating this evening has been a little lackluster, to say the least. So I'm not quite sure what he's calling here, but we'll find out as soon as they make the announcement. So Guilford's down 2 men with 1:36 left. So Branford has a 5-on-3 advantage. Face-off won by Horton. Back to Venter. Cleared all the way down.
First one on number 23, Brian Donahue. Second one on number 26, John Altieri.
Oh, jeez.
Both assessed at 13-24.
Guilford took 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties to Brian Donahue and John Altieri. So that was kind of odd. So, I don't think either one of them was on the ice, so they must have been chatting from the bench, and the official didn't appreciate it. So with 1:10 left, Guilford up 6-1, and Branford on a 5-on-3 power play. Matty Horton on the faceoff. Altieri actually is serving the bench penalty. Perhaps one of the coaches had something to say. So 1:05 left with Matty Horton on the faceoff again. Matty's thrown out of the faceoff circle, and John Benner will take the faceoff. Puck comes back to the Branford defense. Cross, back and forth they play, but nice play by John Benner to tip it out. So there's 53 seconds left. Matty Horton on the forecheck. Branford clearing up, but loses it, and John Benner just throws it back in. Branford trying to come out of its own zone. Breaks across their own blue line. Matty Horton on him. Oh, my God. He just called Matty Horton for what? Oh, my. He just called Matty Horton for a slash. Oh, my God. Well, fortunately, the officiating hasn't been. Guilford's been able to overcome the questionable officiating, but we're still 5-on-3, but Matty Horton's in the penalty box. 2 minutes for slashing here with 33 seconds in the third period. James Mackey take the draw, and shot to one by Branford, shot from the side, but Chad covers it up. So we're down to 29 seconds left. 6-1 Guilford here late in the third period.
A third Guilford penalty on number 5. Matt Hort, 2 minutes for slashing.
Puck comes around deep into Guilford zone behind the net. John Benner trying to play it. Plays it around. 3 Branford players lose it. And Zach Cataruzza is able to clear it out to center ice. 10 seconds left in the game. Zach Cataruzza with the puck. Ooh, we don't want to call that penalty, though. Zach's able to clear it down, and that'll do it. Guilford 6, Branford 1. Pretty much a domination by Guilford, even though the officiating was a bit questionable. So Guilford's able to get its second SEC win and move on to Fermi on Monday.